All right. Good evening, old school Texas Tech. I have Jordan Kennedy with me to do the Baylor recap. How are you doing?
Good, doing good, man. Good to see you, my friend. How are you?
Doing good. I had a lot of fun Saturday. That was a fun game.
So did
The
I.
group, the
So
group
did
thread
I.
was fun.
Yeah.
How was the drive down there? Was it bad? It
I mean, from Dallas, it's pretty easy. It's pretty open. It's an
was
hour and
like
20,
three. It's an hour and 20 minutes.
hour and 20 minutes from my front door to that stadium.
I thought it
So,
was like I thought for some reason I thought it was longer than that.
well, if you're saying 3 hours, you're thinking of the people down in
Yeah, yeah, we don't want to use language like that on here. How long for our other friend who came from Houston? How long for him?
I think his was about 3 hours, but he came to Dallas first. So
Okay.
I
Okay,
think the
cool.
Dallas to the Houston to Waco drive, I think is about 3 hours. Not
All
terrible.
right.
Not terrible.
Cool. Cool. Well, we'll talk a little bit about your experience there, but first I want to give you kind of my five takeaways. Um, I'll just get right into it. First takeaway is so I've been following Texas Tech football pretty much my entire life because my dad's older sister went to school there, so we always pulled for Tech at least to an extent, and then I became a total crazy fanatic in 1999. This is a totally my first takeaway is this is a different Tech team than any Tech team I followed since '99. I was thinking about that during the game. I remember in the end of the Spike Dykes era, the beginning of the Leach era, we had a pretty good defense. Had some like was it like Lawrence Flugents and Kevin Curtis and some of those guys. But this defense is different. It's a different level. Also, in my opinion, we have the best running back we've had since '99. That people may disagree with me, but I think we do. We've had good tight end play before with Jason Morrow, but I think we have two really good tight ends. So it's just a different Tech team than in the 24, 25 years since I've been a fanatic. So that's my first takeaway. You have any comment on that?
No, I mean I agree with a lot of what you said. This is one of the this is to me one of the. I mean, yeah. When's the last time you saw Tech when running the ball and playing defense? Right?
Maybe against Iowa State last year, but nothing like it was in
Yeah,
Waco.
yeah,
Right. All
definitely.
right. All right. So my second takeaway is Baylor is not good. We made them look awful. But they are not a good team. I was laughing really hard. I actually think the Baylor podcast guys do a good job. What is it, Sikkim 365, whatever. I think they do a good job overall. But they were talking about Tech just being an average team. I'm like, well, we may be average, but you guys are not good, and we really made them look awful on Saturday. I mean that 17 yards rushing is as bad as it. I don't know. That's really bad. It's really bad. I mean, we might have had some games like that, but we had like 600 yards through the air. So back in the Leach days. So that's my second takeaway. Do you have any comment on that?
All I'm going to say is we got consistent pressure all night on the court. What do we have? 6 sacks, 5, 6 sacks. I can't remember
Yeah,
how many, but
yeah.
it seemed like we
Even
were in the face every down.
Linton got going, which is pretty exciting because you get him going. That's really going to help us out a lot. But yeah, yeah, definitely. All right. So my third takeaway, if Taj Brooks stays healthy, this is at least a bowl team. That's what I figured out after this game. I'm not making any predictions beyond that because we're just 3-3. But if he stays healthy, this is a bowl team, in my opinion.
I don't disagree with that, man.
All right. Rabbit should get a shot at the NFL. I know there's been some knocks on him for his size and stuff like that. He's a fantastic football player. His stock's really rising with me. It's been rising for a long time. I definitely think he deserves a shot at the NFL.
Yeah, man. I mean, I think you're really hitting some good points tonight.
All right. Last one. Second time in a row I've listened to the Joey McGuire press conference, and he's talked about the offensive line literally harasses him all week, literally gives him a hard time during the game. He toned it down a little bit about exactly what they were saying, but basically just run the ball, let us dominate. I absolutely love that. I don't know if it's going to work against. It's not going to work against every opponent, but it's going to work against a lot of our opponents. So I'm really excited about that. I just think it's fantastic that they have that mentality. I don't think they're. We only allowed one sack, but Baylor's pass rush, they didn't. I don't know. Maybe you saw something different in person. They didn't seem like they had a very good pass rush.
They didn't.
Yeah. All
They
right.
like
All
ours.
right. So those are my five takeaways. You want to add anything or elaborate on anything on those?
Not really on what you've said, but I will say the red and black is a much better color combination than that green and yellow that Baylor has. I just want to reiterate that.
So I've seen the game now on through replay and stuff, but I actually listened to it on the radio, and the radio guys were just having a field day. It was hilarious, and also the band sounded great
Yeah,
as well. But that leads me into my next part. You were at the game, so tell us what it was like. I know a lot of our viewers were at the game too.
I was at the game. You know, the stadium was nice. I was actually impressed with it. It seems bigger than it actually is. When you get there, I think the capacity is a little over 45,000. It was not filled up. There's quite a few seats in the upper levels that were open. I don't know. I don't think that they mentioned how many people were actually at the game, but I was decked out in my red. I thought I would see, there was a fair bit of red there, but I thought we would see even more of that. There was a lot of Baylor folks there, and overall, a very nice fan base. I didn't have a single person say a word to me. Nobody was, it was probably as laid back and subdued of a fan base as I have ever encountered. And I think Baylor's been pretty good about that over the years. But
Yeah.
overall, I just thought we played a great game, and it was encouraging to see us win by 25 on the road at night against a rival like that. We needed a win like that, and we got payback for what they did to us in Lubbock a year ago. Bottom line, so I think this is a nice building win. 3-3 looks so much better than 2-4.
Oh yeah, yeah. So yeah, going back to the Baylor's not good. I heard the AD, I think he's a good AD at Baylor, Mac Rhodes. I heard him on a podcast today. They're definitely hitting the panic button because I don't think they have much chance at all of being bowl eligible. It would pretty much take a miracle, probably, right? I
Yeah,
think their schedule's pretty rough.
I don't see them making any bowls at all. I really don't. I mean,
Yeah,
they're 2-4. That means they'd have to win four of the next six. I haven't looked at their schedule, but good luck. They just didn't look like a very good team. They look like they were completely overmatched on both sides of the ball. And I think the one play that stood out that I think that they got us on, they had a 4th and 10, and they scored on a long pass play from like 60 yards out. I think
yeah, yeah. That was frustrating.
they did really nothing all night on offense.
We could have won a game by even more. We still haven't. I still don't think we've hit our potential yet.
Didn't we have? I mean, we were perfectly balanced. I think rushing and passing yards. That's what I think that we have to do to win. I really believe that.
Yeah, with this particular group, I thought going into the season, with the receivers that we had, but I just think with the injuries and the offensive line being a lot better at run blocking than pass blocking, I think that's kind of the formula. Baron Morton looked really efficient to me. I mean, I had to weigh the one pick, but he looked solid to me.
Yep, you will get no doubt.
Um, all right, so the big question is this a was this on Saturday night, was this a season changing win?
I hope so. I don't know that I could put it in that category yet. I would if Baylor was sitting at 4-2 or something, or 5-1, and we beat them. But they had a bunch of issues, and we beat them pretty handily. I'm not ready to say that just yet. I kind of want to see what we do the next game or two to prove that it wasn't a fluke, because that little nagging voice in my head says when we get to, and then I don't want to jump ahead, obviously, but K-State's going to be a totally different beast even at home.
Right. I think it was a season-changing win. The reason is I think I'm not by any means saying that we'll talk more K-State on Thursday. I'm not saying that we're gonna win all three of our remaining home games, but we definitely have a chance to win all three of our remaining home games. None of the new Big 12 schools have to my knowledge, have defeated one of the irate eight. Yet the closest was Central Florida with Baylor. So I think we have a. I think now actually it's looking more like maybe we ranked the most difficult road games. To me, it's looking like maybe BYU could be a win potentially. I don't know if we play like we did it Saturday night. It probably would be a win. So I think it's a season changing win because I think a bowl is looking likely now. I wouldn't have said that before the game.
Yeah.
So
Hey,
I think a season changing win. I don't have any illusions about like winning out. The game at Kansas is going to be really hard. Of course, the game in Austin is going to be extremely difficult. Who else am I missing? The All three of the remaining home games will be a challenge, but I think they're all winnable. TCU doesn't look exactly great. We'll talk more K State Thursday. I think Central Florida, if we were playing in Orlando, I'd be a little more concerned. But and Lubbock, the only thing I don't like about that game is I think that's the weekend before Thanksgiving, so I don't know how full that stadium will be. Hopefully it'll be packed. I think we're probably playing well enough. It'll have a pretty good showing.
yeah, I think so too. But I agree with you, man. I do think this team is going bowling. I really do. It's a question of, are we going to win 6 or 7? That's my belief.
Right. And there are some people who think we could even win more than that. And I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility. If we start to hit our stride offensively and Taj Brooks keeps running like he is and Baron Morton gets even better and some of these receivers start to really put up the numbers that we were expecting at the beginning of the year. I mean, the only game left on the schedule that I think is going to be extremely difficult to win would be the one in Austin. And who knows? You never know. That's a rival. That's a little bit of a rivalry game. I do think the game in Lawrence will also be really difficult. They look pretty good
They do.
against Central Florida, but I don't know. It's still Kansas, so who knows? Who knows? All right. You have anything else to add?
No, just like I said, glad to be 3-3 and not 2-4. And things are, hey, we've won 2 in a row now. We've got a little bit of momentum going into these next few games. So I'm positively or cautiously optimistic.
All right. I'm a little bit more optimistic than you are. What I'm really optimistic about, though, is I want everyone to subscribe and like our video. We would really appreciate it. We're getting some momentum. We had a lot of views going into the preview for the Baylor game, so we would really appreciate it. And we will see you guys on Thursday. We'll be doing a preview for the K State game. So everyone have a really good night.
Sounds great,
And,
Taylor. Good seeing you.
and
Thanks.
all right.